Hello viewers, I'm Simon Preston and this is Reggae Boys Commentary. It's the match review for Uruguay versus Jamaica, which took place at the Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Well, in terms of the results, it has not been what Jamaica wanted. There has been progressive defeats in the parts for Jamaica. A 1-0 loss to Venezuela, a 2-0 loss to Mexico, and a 3-0 loss to Uruguay, equaling our worst ever defeat to Uruguay, which came 42 years ago in a friendly international in 1974. We have beaten Uruguay before, which came in a 2-0 victory in 2004 under the leadership back then of head coach Sebastião Lazzaroni during that period of time. And goals from that match came from Jermaine Teddy Johnson and Anandi Lowe on that occasion. Looking at this match and seeing just the way the back four set up, you just had to shake your head a bit. Adrian Mariappa is not a fullback, he's a centre-half. And it is an area that he's stressed about for quite some time for both club and country, expressing it to the media and other individuals. Although it's a role that he has played well for Jamaica and has shown how crafty he can be with his skills out wide, he's better suited for Jamaica in the heart of the defence alongside Wes Morgan, and it's quite unfortunate that he was out wide on this occasion. And you could see that the gaps were there when Jermaine Taylor was there on that occasion. Javon Watson as well, again in a fullback position. As I said before the Chile encounter a few weeks ago, I did not mind having Javon Watson in a makeshift role as a right back for 1 or 2 games, but on a consistent period of time you would see his deficiencies in that sort of position, as he's better suited in the midfield. However, with the options that we have, especially with Kemar Taxi Lawrence, you could understand that selection on that occasion. I'm going to go through some of the statistics from this encounter against Uruguay. In terms of the yellow cards, Jamaica picked up 2, Michael Hector picking up 1, and Rudolph Austin also picking up 1, his second card for the tournament. Jamaica had 6 shots on goal while Uruguay had 14, a little over double that figure that Jamaica had. Shots on target, Jamaica had 3 while Uruguay had 5 on this occasion, while off target Jamaica had 3 and Uruguay had 6 off target, majority of them coming from Edison Cavani, and many people were saying this was sort of mirroring the performance that Clayton Donaldson had on this occasion. Strikers are, you could say for them, goals for them are like buses. Sometimes they come one right after the other, sometimes you have to wait a little while for it to come, and it's clear on this occasion that this tournament was just not his on this occasion. In terms of the steals, Jamaica had more steals of the ball than Uruguay. Jamaica had 14 while Uruguay had 11 on this occasion. In terms of fouls, Jamaica had 15 of them while Uruguay had 7. At the end of the first half, Jamaica had 55% possession while Uruguay had 45. In the second half, Uruguay had just a little bit more, and it evened out almost with Jamaica just shading it there with 51% possession throughout the entire match, and Uruguay with 49% possession. As it relates to passes, Jamaica has improved gradually throughout the tournament. We had just a shade over 150 in the first game, 300 the second game, and this game 331 passes. As I have said throughout this tournament, if you want to stamp your authority in these sorts of tournaments and put yourself in condition, you need more than 300 to 350 passes to be in contention. And for the second half, we looked a better team, you could say. Not the sort of silky smooth display against Mexico where we had the ball together, but our decision making again in the final third was just not poor. We had the ball centrally at times and we drifted out wide, and this created not necessarily a gap, but the Uruguayan players swarmed us in these areas and we lost the ball far too cheaply in these areas, and this gave Uruguay the opportunity to score, and they certainly made use of that and it paid dividends for them. We saw an own goal there from Javon Watson on that occasion, and we saw Hernandez getting in the first goalless encounter, the Hull City player. A lot of people were expecting a lot of them when they were in Premier League last season, but he did score a lot of goals this season for them, and they'll be back in the Premier League next season. It'll be an exciting player to watch, Hernandez of Uruguay. He'll be a one to look out for. And Uruguay scored in the dying minutes of the match as well, with 3 minutes to go to cement 3 points for them, and scored our 399th goal in the tournament history. So quite unfortunate on this occasion. As relates to passing accuracy, Jamaica fell down in this department. We had 88% pass accuracy against Mexico. On this occasion, 83% passing accuracy. So we have fell down on this occasion. While on Uruguay's side, they've had 87% pass accuracy, where they had 324 correct passes and 50 incorrect passes. While on Jamaica's side, as I said, 331 correct passes and 66 incorrect passes on this occasion for the team. So very, very unfortunate again for the Reggae Boys, not even scoring a goal, and now we have this history. We have a record in Copa America history where we're the only team that has never scored a goal in the tournament history, and this is after 6 games as well. So this is going to plague us for quite some time, and the next edition of the Copa America tournament will be in 2019 in Brazil. Will we be an invited team for this edition of the tournament? Will there be another edition where there's more CONCACAF teams invited? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about it. Does Jamaica deserve to play in another Copa America tournament? Let me know in the comments below. I think that what CONMEBOL and CONCACAF did this year, it's a step in the right direction for unity for football, I feel, and I think hats off to Jeffrey Webb on this occasion as well, because he was the father in creating this sort of project for this Copa America Centenario project, and selecting, okay, how much from CONCACAF, how much from CONMEBOL. And for me, despite the 3 losses that Jamaica had, I liked the globalization and diversification in this sort of atmosphere of football, seeing the different teams. And there was even a question asked at the press conference when this tournament was unveiled that it was going to take place 2 years ago. A journalist asked, is this a possibility for CONCACAF and CONMEBOL merging in the future to be one confederation? And Jeffrey Webb at the time, and CONMEBOL president at the time, said, nobody knows the future and only time will tell. Well, this is a discussion point that we should have in the near future for certain, because CONCACAF teams are playing more matches against CONMEBOL teams, and it's very interesting to see how the Americas will be within the next few years, and to see if Jamaica will be in the 2019 edition of this Copa America tournament, or even the 2023 edition of this in Ecuador. So it'll be very interesting to see how things go where this is concerned. There were a number of players that did not make their debut for Jamaica throughout this tournament. Well, not their debut, but they didn't play throughout this tournament, or even the Chile game. Players such as Rosario Harriet didn't get to play at all. The man of Solomon didn't get to even make his debut for Jamaica. Andre Vanzi only played in the friendly match against Chile. Didn't get to play in the tournament. So, do you think that these players should have been given an opportunity? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about it. Also, the goalkeepers Dwayne Carr and Ryan Thompson, they did not play in the actual Copa America itself. They played 45 minutes each against Chile. Do you think that they should have been given an opportunity in this tournament? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this as well, if they should have been given an opportunity in this tournament as well. Up front as well, Alan Otti, he didn't feature much as well. Should you think that he should have been given an opportunity as well in this tournament? So I personally believe, a lot of people may say, well, why is it that Clayton Donaldson again started for Jamaica? As I said in the preview for this match, and also the starting 11 video as well, I understood the reason for Clayton Donaldson playing. But I didn't understand why Deva Orgil wouldn't play, because we saw how lively it was against Mexico in those dying minutes. And even this evening against Uruguay, he didn't have that sort of an impact, but you could see some flashes and the decent touches that he had on the football. So, a big question on the minds of Reggae Boys fans and football fans in general. What is next for Jamaica? A simple answer can be said by saying, we don't know. A lot can happen in a matter of 3 months before the World Cup qualifies. Players could get injured, players could lose their form, Players can even lose their minor passports. We've seen that on numerous occasions with other players as well. Not in a national setup for Jamaica, but for other teams as well. Marcos Rojo losing his passport for Argentina. Bobby Zamora as well, before he was going to represent Trinidad and Tobago, but held on and hoped and prayed for an England call-up, and he eventually got it. And some players, you just don't see or hear of them again. And that's football for you. Very, very unpredictable circumstances. Did we improve in these 3 matches, including the match against Chile as well? Is there anything that we can say that we can take from these matches? The 3 matches against South American teams and Mexico from CONCACAF. Well, we scored 2 goals and we conceded 7. So we're scoring at a goal per game ratio of 0.50 and we're conceding at a rate of almost 2 goals per game. So it's clear that we need work with our finishing. It's no doubt about that. And there are goals in our team. We have created the chances, and this is an area we've improved on. We've created on average 5 chances a game under coach Winfred Schaefer, and this is something that I believe can gradually improve as we get into the World Cup qualifiers. Passing accuracy has improved, the number of passes and chances created. So these are positives going forward to Panama. Things that we need to brush up on, work on. The finishing, decision making in the final third, and when I mean decision making, I'm talking about passing and also player positioning as well. Sometimes you may have, for an example, a counter-attack and we may look predictable while our passes are straight through the middle, but we have the opportunity through wide areas, the Joby McAnuff, the Gareth McCleary, and that also raises another issue. Joby McAnuff is an asset for Jamaica. He's a talented player, and we know that what he offers to Jamaica is something that is valuable. However, does he still have that pace to go down the right-hand side? The left-hand side, beg your pardon? I think Joby McAnuff is best suited in the central midfield for Jamaica behind the striker. I think he'll be more effective there with his touches. Down the left-hand side, we saw in this tournament, and prior to that in the friendly match against Chile, there were occasions where he was tracked well by opposing fullbacks and other midfielders in those areas, and instead of crosses that he tried to put into the box, some of them went for corner kicks, and you never know where these balls could have ended up in dangerous situations for Jamaica. I think if he was behind the striker certain occasions, not only more chances, but we could have scored our first goal in the Copa America tournament. It's disappointing, I know. We don't want to see Jamaica do badly. We want to see them shine. We've seen what our Jamaican players have done in the past. Not only internationally, like what we did at the Gold Cup, but also club-wise. Wes Morgan winning the Premier League, Adrian Mariappa getting a runners-up medal against Manchester United in the FA Cup final, Deva Orgil being one of the top scorers in the Finnish league, playing Europa League football as well, Andre Blake being drafted as the #1 goalkeeper in the MLS Super Draft, the first goalkeeper to be drafted as #1 in round 1 of the MLS Super Draft. There's a lot going for us in terms of our players and what we can offer. It's just the performances on the day that has been letting us down. Look at the match against Chile. Executed brilliantly. Analysed their strengths and weaknesses to the T. And we pulled off a result that will stick with us forever. No matter what Chile team brings in the future, no matter how much better they will become, or how they may digress, that victory that this country made will always stick in the hearts of our country. Beating the 3rd best team on the planet. What will the squad look like for those games against Panama and Haiti? We don't know either, because we don't know how players will be when they go back to their clubs. Will there be injuries? We don't know. But one thing for certain, we need goals. If we want our 6 points, we need goals. It's as simple as that. And it may be even more than that, looking at our goal difference, because if you look at it, we lost 3-0 to Costa Rica. We lost 2-0 to Panama. That's a -5 right there. We beat Haiti 1-0. That's a -4. We drew 1-1 with Costa Rica, so we stay at -4. It may come to a situation where even if we shade Panama 1-0 or by a 1-goal victory, we're still in a -3 situation. We're going to need goals. Similar to the manner that we did against Antigua back in 2012, where we needed to win by at least a 3-goal margin, and we pulled it through with a 4-1 victory at the end. We've always put ourselves with our backs to the wall. 2010 qualifier, same thing. Needed 9 points from our last 3 games, and we needed to score goals. Beat Mexico 1-0, beat Honduras 1-0, beat Canada 3-0, and Mexico went to the final round instead of us, because they had a +3 goal difference and we had a +0. Still hurts me to this day. I'll never forget that day. It was in, I think it was in second form on that occasion. Going into third. What are your thoughts, Reggae Boys fans? Can we get into the final round of the World Cup qualifiers? Have you seen anything from these 4 matches, the Chile friendly and the 3 matches in the Copa America, to signal to you that we've improved in an area that we can say, yes, we can go into this match against Panama and Haiti and take them on, get 6 points and get into the final round of World Cup qualifiers? Is there anything that you've seen? Let me know in your comments below about this. As you know, I'll continue doing videos every single day about the Reggae Boys, also at different levels as well. As you know, the under-20 team is currently in the Dominican Republic right now as they begin the preliminary rounds of the CFU qualifiers. I'll keep you posted on the results of that as well, and what does it mean going forward for Jamaica as well. And also we have Caribbean Cup coming up in October as well. Stay tuned for some content on that as well. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of action to come for Reggae Boys, so please stay subscribed. Please share with your friends all to stay subscribed. World Cup qualifiers coming up. Who knows if we're even going to have a friendly match in August, because I believe there's a FIFA date during that period of time as well. We may, you never know. So World Cup qualifiers, September. Caribbean Cup, October. If we get into the final round, then November, we're in the final round of World Cup qualifiers. Bang. 2017. Caribbean Cup final round, May. Gold Cup 2017, July. Busy time periods. And Captain Horsburgh has assured us that we'll make use of every FIFA date that is available to us. And he will do his homework and do his networking to get us top-notch friendly matches. That is a guarantee that has been given to us. So, I'm Simon Preston. This is Reggae Boys Commentary. Continue to stay subscribed and tell others to subscribe as well. If you haven't done already, make sure to subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary for more content. I'm Simon Preston, signing out.